What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pro Football Talk. And today we are going to be getting into the Super Bowl predictions for tomorrow. And we're going to be breaking down who's going to win on this slide here, and then we're going to be breaking down every position on the field and who has the better, quarterback, running back, O line, D line, all that stuff. We'll be breaking it down in depth here, but for the team prediction here, it's tough. Mahomes versus Brady. I did give the edge to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because, Tom Brady has more experience playing in the Super Bowl, playing in the playoffs in general. You talk about probably one of the greatest players in sports history. So, I can't go against playoff Tom Brady here. So I do have the Tampa Bay taking this game. But Kansas City Chiefs, you talk about them. They could win this game easily, very easily. But I can't go against playoff Tom Brady there. So that's why I am going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next up, we got the quarterbacks here. We talk about Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady, the two GOATs of the league right now at quarterback. You got the young guy here in Patrick Mahomes, and you got the older guy, but still can play at an elite level in Tom Brady. It's going to be interesting to watch these guys go at it. I do have the edge for Tom Brady, though. Again, like I said, I can't go against the playoff Tom Brady, and he's been telling everyone that he can do it. I knew the Buccaneers were going to beat the Washington Redskins, but then they went on to beat the Saints. At away, right? They weren't at home. They had to go to New Orleans Saints. I forget what their field name is, and they went there and they beat Drew Brees. Then they went to the Green Bay and Lambeau Field, first time NFC Championship in Green Bay. And they beat Aaron Rodgers, who's been on fire this year, is definitely going to be the NFL MVP in my opinion. And they beat them too. So, I doubted them against the Packers. I definitely thought the Packers were going to take that game. But the Buccaneers won, and Buccaneers have been on fire lately. So have the Chiefs. This is so hard to pick here, but I'm literally picking Tom Brady because of that experience in the Super Bowl. So that's why I give the edge to Tom Brady. In the next one, we're talking about the running backs: Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Darrell Williams, and Le'Veon Bell of the Chiefs. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You talk about a better running back duo. It's definitely the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially in the playoffs. They've been getting the running game going a lot lately. And, it's going to be a big factor in this game. Like, who succeeds more on offense is who runs the ball better. It'll make it easier for the offensive coordinators' jobs. And if I had to say for one, I do think the Buccaneers running back core is definitely going to do better this week or tomorrow. Leonard Fournette's been on fire lately in the playoffs. Ronald Jones has been Ronald Jones. He's been streaking for long runs. Sometimes he goes for the shorter run, but overall, I have to give it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but not much behind are Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Darrell Williams have been performing really well in the playoffs this season, so it'll be exciting to watch him tomorrow and how he plays too. Next up, we got the wide receivers. Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson of the Kansas City Chiefs, even Sammy Watkins if he plays. He is questionable, but I expect him to play. And then you got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Scotty Miller of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, even Tyler Johnson. Johnson's been amazing. He's been underrated as well. So, talk about a more complete receiver core. I do have to give it to the Buccaneers as well. Even though Tyreek Hill went for like 260-something yards in the first half, when these teams first met. But then you saw Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator. He did a great job of adjusting at halftime. So, yeah, I think they're going to game plan pretty well here. But you talk about the more complete receiving core. I do think it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the Chiefs aren't far behind. Tight ends. We got Ricky Seals-Jones, Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs, and you got Cameron Brate and Rob Gronkowski of the Bucks. Talk about who's been playing better in the playoffs lately. It has been Travis Kelce. Ricky Seals-Jones hasn't seized the ball as much, but when they throw to him, he makes the catch. I do want to see Ricky Seals-Jones more involved tomorrow in the Chiefs' offensive scheme, so we'll see how that goes. But Cameron Brate has been playing amazing in the playoffs lately. Rob Gronkowski's taken a little bit of a dip, but I do see him coming back tomorrow. Cameron Brate's been playing better than him all playoffs long so far, but I do see Rob Gronkowski having a better game tomorrow. He's going to come back and he's going to eat, but that does not give the edge over the tight ends from the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce plays like 3 tight ends in one. He's too complete of a tight end to go against. Somehow always gets behind the linebackers. Doesn't matter who's there at linebacker. So you're obviously going to expect him to have a good game tomorrow. And I fully expect Ricky Seals-Jones to have more catches tomorrow as well in that offensive scheme. You see Andy Reid get super creative in the Super Bowl with his plays. Ricky Seals-Jones hasn't been there too much lately, but I expect him to catch the ball a lot more tomorrow. And you talk about Cameron Brate's been playing really well, but he's going to be playing with that back injury. And you talk about Rob Gronkowski. I think he's going to be playing better tomorrow, but definitely not better than Travis Kelce. So I did have to give the edge to the Chiefs. Next, we're going to talk about the O-line. You got Martinez Rankin, Nick Allegretti, Austin Reiter, Andrew Wiley, Mike Remmers of the Chiefs. And then you got Tristan Wirfs, Aaron Stinney of the Buccaneers. You got Ryan Jensen, you got Ali Marpet, and Donovan Smith. And, Chiefs have been moving their O-line, pieces around lately. Eric Fisher, torn Achilles, is gone. They moved Mike Remmers to right tackle because Mitchell Schwartz is out as well. You did see Danny Kilgore get cleared for tomorrow's game, so we'll see if he does maybe start at guard if one of them get injured, or if Austin Reiter gets injured, who knows. But the O-line that is better right now is definitely the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no question about it. Not much really to say there. Defensive line. You got Frank Clark, Chris Jones, Derek Natty, and Tano Compasino of the Chiefs. And you got Jason Pierre-Paul, Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh, and Shaquille Barrett. Both pretty talented D-lines. But you talk about who's got more of a complete D-line, and I do think that is the Tampa Bay Bucks. They got Vita Vea back, and him and Ndamukong Suh are going to wreck up the middle. And you got Jason Pierre-Paul playing against Martinez Rankin, the backup tackle, so he's going to do well, in my opinion. And Shaq Barrett's probably going to do average against Mike Remmers. Mike Remmers has been playing all right at right tackle, but we'll see how he plays tomorrow against a better pass rusher in this league. But I did have to give the edge to the Bucks. Next up, we're talking about the linebackers. You got Anthony Hitchens, Damian Wilson of the Chiefs, and you got Levante David and Devin White. It's a pretty easy one as well. It's definitely Levante David and Devin White. Probably been the best linebacker duo in the league this year. It's not much to say about that one. Chiefs have been doing better in the run lately. The linebackers kind of on and off. Sometimes they just disappear, and sometimes they're there on the ball, tackle for loss. And Bucks have the best run defense in the league, and big part of that is because of these two linebackers here. So I had to give it to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Next up, we got Bashad Breeland, Travarius Ward, and L'Jarius Sneed. And then you got Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, and Sean Murphy Bunting of the Bucks. This one, it was tougher than the linebackers, that's for sure, but still pretty clear-cut edge at cornerback for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Sean Murphy Bunting's been performing very well in the playoffs lately. Jamel Dean's been pretty shut down corner. I think the only guy that's let up, a little bit more yardage is Carlton Davis, who in my opinion is a little bit overrated, but, still has those pretty ball hawk skills, faster than people expect as well. And L'Jarius Sneed's been an excellent rookie this year, so he's the better of those two in the cornerbacks. But Travarius Ward's been more inconsistent, and Bashad Breeland's all right, but you talk about covering Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out, but I don't think it's going to end too well for him. And next up, we got the safeties. Jordan Whitehead and Antoine Winfield of the Bucks just got cleared to play, so they are going to be playing tomorrow in the game. And I got Juan Thornhill above Daniel Sorensen. I have a higher grade on Juan Thornhill. You talk about Tyrann Mathieu, one of the most elite safeties in this in the NFL. And going up against Bruce Arians, guy who drafted him. It's going to be fun to watch, but I'm going to give the safety edge to the Chiefs because Jordan Whitehead's banged up, because Antoine Winfield, he's been doing good at rookie. I expect him to have a good game tomorrow, but Jordan Whitehead, I don't expect him to get the full snaps tomorrow. I expect Gus Edwards to step in as well. So it'll be interesting to see who gets more snaps there, Jordan Whitehead or Gus Edwards, but I am giving the edge to the Kansas City Chiefs. They definitely have the better safety duo there. And move my camera over here. We got the bets going now. So for the first bet that I would make, I don't know if I'd make it. It's a pretty close call. It's one of my close call bets is because, if you had the Chiefs, winning this game, it would probably be Patrick Mahomes to win the Super Bowl MVP. But since I have the Bucks favored to win, I'm going to give it to Tom Brady, and I think he would win the Super Bowl MVP. But that's it's one of my close call bets for a reason, because if you really wanted to go out and make that bet, then you should. But if you're kind of risky, you're saying, I don't know if I should, then don't do it, because that could really go anyway. It could go to Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. It could go to anyone really. And for money line, like I said, I do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning, so I do have that money line there. But I'm not covering the 3-point spread because it's going to be a very, very close game. But we'll see how that one plays out. Player passing touchdowns. Like I said, I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to get more of the run game going. So that's why the Chiefs offense is going to rely more on Patrick Mahomes. I do think he'll have over 2.5. He is favored to have over 2.5. So I expect him to get 3 touchdowns that game. So I'd make that bet. And clear receiving yards, Tyreek Hill over 92.5. Like I said again, first time they met, they went for 268 receiving yards in the first half. I don't expect them to be that good this tomorrow in the Super Bowl game, but I do expect Tyreek Hill to go over 100 yards receiving. So I would make that bet. And then we got Chris Godwin over 72.5, which is just remarkable in my opinion, how it's only at 72.5. So it's definitely over. Honestly, Chris Godwin has been performing better than Mike Evans has so far in the playoffs. So I would make that bet as well. And then player tackles and assists, Devin White over 10.5. Come on, Devin White is all over the field on every single play. It'll be interesting to see for this bet because I don't know how much the Chiefs are going to run the football. But if they do decide, because Darrell Williams has been playing pretty well in the playoffs recently, so I do expect them to run the ball a little bit more. But that's why I do have Devin White going over 10.5. Again, that's including assisted tackles and tackles, so it's definitely, he's going to be around that number. I expect him to be around 11 tackles. So I'd make that bet. It's favored too there. So, yeah, that's going to do it. That's the bets. And I broke down all of the position rankings there. Obviously the Bucks have more positions in favor of them, but it's pretty hard to pick other than the linebackers. It's pretty hard to pick because easy best linebacker duo Levante David and Devin White there. But we'll see how these guys play tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one to watch. But I do have the Bucks taking the edge in this game. But like I said again, it could go to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's an awfully hard one to pick. But like I said again, we will see what happens tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe. Coming out with more content. I will be coming out with a video tomorrow, but we will start on Monday again, and we'll start with the offensive tackle prospects in the draft. And yeah, I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you for watching. You guys have yourselves a good day. Goodbye.